It's week 6 of the National Football League, and we've got the Giants, leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Giants and the Bengals on Sunday night primetime.
Well, the Giants began play all the way back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt here with you once again. As this week, five weeks come and gone already. And we're off here in week 6 on EA Sports. Fielded at the 7. And that return comes to an end as they touch him down. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. And we'll get a look at their signal caller playing in his 7th season.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the one touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
Looking to throw right away. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
He's got him. That's Mixon. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Cut for big yards on the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done. New set of downs for him at the 38. Here's Dalton. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And the defender comes away with it. And the Giants are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense. It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Throw on third down. That's caught for the first. And that one's going to move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Marshall there to bring it in. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a short gain. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Bengals get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Not the auspicious debut they'd certainly hoped for on that opening drive. The coverage, impressive, taking their first possession away with that interception.
Hey, it is tough to play a clean game in this league. Caliber defenders are awesome. You just hope that eventual missteps happen at a less meaningful moment than your opening series. You don't want to make it any harder to get your rhythm and get your passing game going.
It's mixed in on 2nd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
That's completed right side. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. A give to Mixon up the middle. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. We're all set to bring you the 2nd quarter. The Bengals well within striking distance. Dalton finds the in route complete. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
And go! Mixon. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Defense making a couple of good stops here, and this brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
And he runs it across, touchdown! The Bengals parlay the interception into points. Bullock adds the PAT. And they add one on to their 1st touchdown of the contest. Bullock now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. Dumps it off to his running back. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Ready?
From the 48. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. Down to the 10. He does it. Touchdown, New York. The Giants can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. That one splits the uprights. And the Giants tie this game 7-7. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Here's a return from the 7. What a hit, and the ball's loose. And they steal it back on the return. And New York takes it back for a touchdown. The Giants take a second quarter lead. That one right down the middle. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored. And with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Bengals back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They've got a chance to tie this up here as they trail 14-7. First and 10 now from the 30. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Dalton looking to throw. Completed over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's first and 10. Dalton now to throw. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons.
Menu narration option is set to off.
Ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. Now bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. The Giants returning their offense and this running back to the field. Ball at the 33 for first down. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Good rip on first down. That brings up second and 2. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Giants would take the lead with a score. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They kick the running back in motion. From the 41. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Back to pass on first and 10. Complete to Beckham. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory. 2nd and 3 now. He'll throw it. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Slot man in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Giants using their first time out. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They go play action here. This is hauled in by Ingram. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
We've got a screen to the running back. He has the New York touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Returning it from the 4. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing here, Dalton. And he's touchdown after a nice pickup there to get the first. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 1st down, ball at the 36. Now Dalton. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Cincinnati uses its 2nd timeout. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Dalton to throw. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll throw it again. A massive shot towards the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. That's going to bring us, we'll catch up with the rest of the league later on. We're right through halftime and on to the start of the 3rd quarter. Bullock now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Giants offense with the football. They'll get it first in this 2nd half. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Another carry for him. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
Ready? 70 Timberwolves. Ready?
Setting up a throw. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. The penalty erases an exciting turnover, makes it 1st and 10. Running it after the penalty. Jukes out a one-stop, and he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. They give it to him again. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
The Giants using their first timeout, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Here we go, set. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Back to the well again. Crosses the goal line. Touchdown, New York. The Giants grow the lead coming out of halftime. That one splits the uprights. And the Giants double their lead to 14. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a one-score game. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Mixon on the toss. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
3rd and just 2 to go. Here's Dalton. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To throw, here's Dalton. Hits him on the in route. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. Pass play now. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And this one doesn't go far.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
That one's complete right side. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. He throws a bullet deep, and oh, he got it! Interception! And the Giants are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. Marshall there to bring it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Go.
Back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. All set up now for 1st and 10.
Set.
Now looking to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And this one does not go far. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And that means 3rd down coming up. Dalton. Complete out to the right. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Throwing from the gun. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Brought in right side. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
Let's go.
Throwing it again here. Hits him on the out route. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. Still has room inside the 15. And he has it all the way down to the 8. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Has it down close. Touchdown, Cincinnati. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Bengals 41.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. He fields it from the 8. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Field flipping return as he brought it down on the opposite side of the 50. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. And this really looks like a whole different ball game after that touchdown, doesn't it? They really need to go on a drive here. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. One of the tight ends motioning right. From the 44 here on 2nd down. This will be caught by Adams. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Here we go, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Check go.
Handoff now out of the gun. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Giants feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Set it. Go.
Back-to-back carries here. And he'll take it ahead down to the 33. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time, 1:55 to go. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Go.
This one goes off left tackle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go.
Here we go.
A give now from the gun. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. The final timeout taken by the Bengals. They'll come up 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Alert! Alert!
They'll try and punch it in. And he's brought down for a loss. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game.
At the 6-yard line.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. Motioning him from the slot right. They'll hand it to him again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. 1 final second on that clock. There's a timeout. We'll have to wait just a touch longer to close this one out.
3rd down and goal to go.
Ready.
So now, here's 3rd and goal.
Ready.
They pitch it to him. And he hits a wall at the line and goes nowhere. So here at MetLife, it's the G-Men who come away with the win.